So the intention of making this video is to hold space, okay, whereby I'll be sharing some of the ways in which a band, a band for me is like energy healing, uh, for a positive result, okay. This is my first trial, okay, and I'm very much in a position of taking a bull by the horn, basically. This is one thing that I know I've always foreseen myself doing, where I am sharing some of the skills that I've learned so far in life that has helped me to get to the position of lens of seeing life that creates the kind of life experience that I resonate with, that I feel is aligned with my energy, and that I feel is what I enjoy to experience in life. Okay, so one of the things that I am aware that I appreciate about life is the sense of connection. Okay, sense of connection is everything to me. Okay, as a soul, as a person, in order for me to perform at my highest best, to thrive, I need a foundation of connection, strong connection, not just any connection, but connection that is founded in authenticity. So this is point number one, because without connection, there is no getting into the next step of learning how to create, how to bend energy, how to alchemize energy, how to make life energies to work for you in this world, so that you are given the privilege to operate from a place of a state that is filled with solidified energy that grounds your own energies and holds and upholds you in a way that is stable, so that you can actually navigate life from the most secured state of seeing and of being and of approaching life that as a human being we could ever hold space for. Okay, so my story with energy alchemizing, energy banding, it comes from a long way. How did I know that? How did I actually recognize or realize my air bending skill? Well, one thing that um, really outstand as a symbol or a key to say that I have that ability is how I tend to be in situations that are challenging and uncomfortable and discomfort. Yet I'll always have this sense of easiness, nonchalant behavior that is so grounded and free spirited, like minded and open minded, willingness to go through life circumstances, not moved. So this energy has always been there, you know, which I believe that all of us will have. You know, we have this state of wholesomeness where we are in our prime energy, that some say could be star-like energy, a blueprint energy, where we are connected to a sense of self, our inner core values, and connected to life, others, things, life as a whole. So excuse me. So I've come to notice how I've always have this way. I'll, like, for example, I'll go through situations that are hard and challenging, but at the same time, simultaneously, I'll always have a sense of support, a guidance, like inner guidance. Could be a voice, a very subtle voice that I have to learn to fine tune my senses so that I can be able to receive the information, the guidance that I get from this voice. So at some point, initially I didn't make much of this voice, and the downloads, the information it always gives to me so freely. Like, honestly, I didn't really see it as anything, it was like a part and parcel of my sense of being who I am, but I could not separate it. Do you understand? I could not see it from a distance, like, oh, there is a voice in me. Do you understand? So I was too much closed minded. So at some point in time, I felt like after so many experiences in life, I pick up this pattern. I'll go through something challenging. I'll have a challenging time. Things won't be so easy in the outside world, whether in my head as well, too much distorted information that is causing so much torture and pain in my nervous system, discomfort and all that stuff, anxiety attacks. But yet, in the midst of all that, I always felt like I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this whole experience. It felt like it's like a circle. There, first I get this. I get these triggers, that actually triggers my mind, my nervous system, and then it goes down to narrative stories, more feelings, more emotions, and then it goes down to this introspect, reflecting, questioning, going back and forth. Then it goes down to some cool land, a state of seeing that is sound and still, and information is more clear and all that stuff. And then there's the voice that will come there with information regarding to whatever I'm going through and facing at the time. And then the information will be so clear, and it will make sense, and it will connect, and it will be like, yes, it does. And then all of a sudden, I'm relieved from that moment. I'm relieved instantly. Initially, it took longer to get things, longer. Some situation lasted for more than 10 years, 20 years, you name it. Some lasted for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. Like, you some situation were different, because some situation you go through a situation and then you forget about it, and then maybe after 7 years it comes back to you, or after 10 years it comes back to you. You feel like you're being reminded about a certain event that has taken place, and how you have approached it based on the lens you were using at the time. And then now it feels like it's time to revisit that scenario, and then look at it now with a developed mindset that has transformed from one lens to another, that might have a clearer way of seeing. That's what I'm actually getting. And then that's where now you actually see those things from a different lens, and you actually see how you have grown, how you have transformed as a soul, and how you have outgrown certain patterns and ways and ways of seeing, concept of seeing, belief system, and all that stuff. So that's the whole energy cleansing thing, energy alchemizing, because you first must have a case, and the case that you have to see it with different lenses. Some lens would actually make things more challenging and difficult to look at, distorted and all that stuff. Some lens will bring clarity. So hence I actually explain it, demonstrate it from the beginning, that you have situation which triggers your mind, narrative stories, nervous system, emotions, feelings, body reflexes, and then it goes down to Kola Karma Water, where you do a lot of reflect, self-reflection, introspection, and then a voice comes in, and it's like that voice is like grace, basically, because now with the energy frequency comes with enlightenment, with insight of what you are currently dealing with, and ways on how it comes to be and how to navigate it. So you get more information on a deeper level, profound information, which helps you elevate your mind from those ways of seeing, from a place of understanding. Yeah. So that's, for me, it's energy alchemizing. For me, it's airbending, energy alchemizing. So now I've been doing that for a long time, for many years. Yeah, many years. I think more than many years. For as long as I remember, I've been doing that for a long time. And now it feels like for the past 3 years, yes, I've been learning how to embody it now, to live on that dimension, to live on that energy frequency, by aligning what I've learned, my knowledge, my understanding about life, how things comes to be, the cause and effect, and how now to actually create my life from using based on those laws of cause and effect. So with cause and effect, nothing happened by mistake or coincidence. Everything is actually happening and taking place, serving and deserving to be as it is. So everything has its own role to play within the whole spectrum of existence. That's the law of cause and effect. So looking from those laws and embodying those laws and living from that law of cause and effect, it requires that you see yourself as this software, a maker. You are co-creating with the universe. So whatever happens in your life is nothing but your own creation. Because what happens, life is playing a part, a role, to give you incidents, situation, people, in all cases, that will actually be a mirror to reflect back to you your level of seeing, the lens of seeing you are currently using, based on the kind of belief system you believe to be your own truth. So if, let's say, for example, you believe that you're an ego and life is black and white, that there's right and wrong, then the life that you'll be experiencing, you'll be seeing it through that lens of an ego. You're seeing life as a whole from an ego lens of seeing, okay? State of seeing. Once you elevate and then you transcend, you become aware of the ego and its own patterns and stuff like that, then you elevate it to the state of a higher version, yes, but that is coming from a state of an integrated ego that encompasses oneness, encompasses unity, harmony to these energies. So now these energies can be themselves, but now there's one energy, that the neutral energy of oneness that brings everything together, alchemizing energy, is the one that says both this energy are available, both the dark and light are available. So, and it also brings awareness to these different spectrum. So, it brings awareness to that lens of seeing that has always thought it to assign itself with one side of the lens of seeing or state of seeing, and then push the other one away or deny the other side to exist. So we all have the state of duality within ego. So hence we have black and white. Some of us are more into the dark energy, some of us are more into the light energy, and then they're always opposing each other, these two energy. And some people, they take a form of living in the dark more than in the light, some living in the light more than in the dark. Some are in the gray energy, some they don't even know where they are, they don't even know whether, and then once a soul has come to awaken to this reality of the state of duality, of this two state, it is when it elevates to a state of self-actualized state of seeing, which is an alchemized state of seeing, which is bringing a sense of oneness, and comes as a result because this state of seeing that is what is positive and negative, both of them have been alchemized through being seen and recognized for what they are and the role they play. So an individual who is self-actualized will not have issues of being in either side. They won't have a conflicted mind because they have made a decision that was a a decision that they made a decision that was actually influenced by the dark energy. These people won't be moved or bothered by that because it's not about right or wrong, it's not about black or white, it's about understanding the laws. Okay, it's understanding the laws that says a human being is in a state of fluidness and it's not stable, it's not like you cannot box it, do you understand? It just keep changing all the time. These two states represent life, human mind, the ego keep changing all the time, and it's meant to be like that. But the soul is where sense of security, groundedness comes with. That energy of calm energy is when you tap into that energy of your soul, which is found in neutrality, which it brings a sense of oneness and harmony to life as it is. That also gives us the lens to see how each energy is actually representing and playing a role within the whole spectrum of existence. So every side of life is actually serving and deserving to be, it's worth it to be and receive, regardless how it is. So that's one thing that actually, with this alchemized energy and learning about energies, yeah, I think I will leave it here. All right, thanks.